Appalling, unpardonable, and a slap on the face of our legal system. That's the only way to describe the argument presented by Nirbhaya's rape convict Akshay as he pleaded in the Supreme Court to review his death penalty. Do you know what he said? He claimed that given the poor air and water quality in Delhi, life was already getting shorter. So why order for him to be hanged? Can you imagine what Nirbhaya's mother would have gone through hearing that ridiculous excuse? Now, for a moment, think about all the rape victims who are yet to find closure. Isn't this an absolute insult to them? The Supreme Court had upheld the death penalty last year. So what really are we waiting for? The legitimate question that I want to ask on this debate tonight is, isn't it time to hang Nirbhaya's rape convicts?
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
All right, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us for more of this, Dr. John Dayal, human rights activist, joins us from Delhi. Cynthia Stephens, human rights activist, joins us live from Bengaluru. Dr. Vikram Singh, former IPS officer, joins us from Delhi. And Yogita Bhayana, activist, is with us here in our Noida studio. Yogita Bhayana, I want to begin with you and ask you very simply, ma'am, what was your first response when you heard this bizarre petition, this bizarre line in the petition that is being taken? Isn't it clearly a sign that such convicts, are clearly trying to take the system for a ride?
I was furious, definitely, because we've been demanding the hanging as soon as possible, especially when 16 December is approaching. We are in December again, 7 years, right? Like 7 years ago it had happened, and now the time has come to hang them on 16 December. We are demanding as a group also. We've written to President also. We've been writing to everyone. We've been meeting people. So, I mean, we are asking, and suddenly this statement has come, and I mean, this is the reason we want time-bound hanging, time-bound capital punishment. Otherwise, there's no reason, otherwise we'll keep hearing such statements. The goon who has done this has audacity to speak like this, has the human right, so-called human right to give that kind of a statement. That's the reason these...
Cynthia Stephen, isn't this person clearly taking the entire system for a ride? We have a situation where the Supreme Court has pronounced its judgment, but yet these individuals are going into appeal after appeal. These are criminals. They've been convicted. Isn't this way too long? Don't you feel the rage of the citizens?
Correct. They have been, yeah. Yes, but the thing is, I agree with this. I know that the country's mood is such that there is no sympathy whatsoever, and there should not be any sympathy for this slow process of justice in the court. There's no doubt about it. So it is a huge challenge for people to maintain their trust in the courts and in the legal process, because of the inordinate delays that are built into the system. So I agree with this. However, I am also a principled objector to death penalty, but I will not go into the pros and cons of that, except to say that I feel that at this stage, this is a time we should not be calling upon the system to quickly hang these convicts, because the death penalty is something that is so final that there is no chance of reparation, restoration.
Ma'am, several courts have gone through this case. Do you really think, should we really be debating this? After detailed investigation that actually broke new ground in terms of evidence and its presentation in terms of court. Yogita Bhayana, would you like to respond to what Dr. Cynthia Stephens is saying?
What is the scope of restoring such a person and reforming such a person? And you're doubting your judiciary. You are saying you have faith in we are losing faith in judiciary. You're contradicting your own statement. Lower courts, higher court, and Supreme Court has convicted them, held them guilty. They have no reason to get feed from our taxpayers' money and make such statements. Madam, they need to be hanged, and definitely these kind of, it's a rarest of the rare. We are not asking for hanging for,
I am not supporting the statement.
But whatever it is, you are against capital punishment, and here we are demanding capital punishment on time-bound basis.
In principle.
Otherwise, why are we feeding him in the jail? Why is he celebrating his life there? He's like enjoying on
Respond to that, Cynthia Stephen.
Why shall we
Why
feed
should
him
there not be a time-bound punishment that should be given in such heinous cases at least. I'm not talking about other cases, at least in such heinous cases. Otherwise, what's the message that we're sending out to the people?
What was the mercy on that girl? Did they give any mercy to that girl?
No.
Absolutely.
How brutally they killed her?
Shocking.
Madam, no, my point is, see, please don't, there are two different things here. One is, it has taken 7 long years. It is 7 years. This should have been decided much earlier. It should not take 6 years for such an open and shut case to have been come to conviction.
Okay.
The nature of the sentence is a different issue.
All right, let me take this across to Dr. Vikram Singh and Dr. John Dayal, who are also with us on the broadcast. Dr. Vikram Singh, you know, what is the message that we are sending out? And isn't such a delay at the end of the day emboldening such culprits?
Absolutely.
The message is very loud and clear that one can get away with murder if one indulges in devious courtcraft. Even the devil can quote the scriptures to his purpose, as is in this case, and he's trivializing the solemn orders of the court by putting in things that are frivolous, nonsensical and humbug. What does he mean by saying that there is pollution in the air? There's pollution for you and me, Yogita, Miss Cynthia and Reverend John Dayal sir, and everybody, even their lordships. It doesn't give him any margin to say lead an extension of his life. There may be philosophical questions that whether there should be capital punishment or not.
That I agree.
But the fact remains, the world over, it is acknowledged that you have to have some kind of
Dr. John Dayal, the criminal amendments that this country saw are not a deterrent. Punishment is not a deterrent. Justice has not been served in this case. The family members are out on the streets crying for justice. You have activists who are demanding justice in this entire case. You know, is there any argument or any reason why justice should not be served on the swiftest manner possible on these culprits?
This particular convicts lawyers have played dubious tricks on the law in the last 7 years, and this is I'm not commenting either on him or his law. Let me assure you that the hanging of these 3, because one has committed suicide, on the 16th may bring closure to one aggrieved mother and maybe to the civil society at large, but it will not bring closure to the larger travesty of the law that takes place on a daily basis.
Do you agree with that?
The law amended.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that, Dr. Vikram Singh? It will not bring closure?
By the Justice Verma.
I do not.
By the Justice
May
Verma.
with greatest
Left
respect,
out
Reverend John
as
Dayal,
serious
sir,
portions.
I
The
do not.
armed forces first.
Yogita, you agree with that?
Let's hear it from Mr. John Dayal. What are the prevention plans? Otherwise, if we don't have capital punishment as per him, that is not the solution. So please give us the solution, sir.
What else will be a deterrent, sir?
What will be the deterrent?
What will be the message sent out to society at large that such crimes are not acceptable?
The Indian society, the rot has set in so deep.
Misplaced compassion.
Whether it is corruption,
well, I can only say,
and at the right quarter.
you know, Dr. John Dayal, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you. We are completely out of time. The fact is that patience of citizens is clearly wearing thin with such kinds of delay in such landmark cases where we have seen such brutality. Cynthia Stephen, Dr. John Dayal, Dr. Vikram Singh, as well as Yogita Bhayana. I'm sorry we have very little time and we are completely out of it right now on debate number 2. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on debate number 2. I'll just say that all citizens at large want to see that justice, wherever it is, and particularly in landmark cases, is served at the earliest possible. Thanks so much for watching.